Alright, so today on the Unborn Radio, I'm sitting with Carl and Prodigy. Why don't you guys introduce yourself? Carl, go ahead.
What's up? I'm Carl. The King Carl is my PSN. I'm secretary for the Vespucci chapter.
Prodigy, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on, guys? My name's Prodigy, PSN Prodigy Man. I'm probationary tail gunner for Vespucci Charter.
Carl, you've already had your one-on-one with Ginger.
This is correct.
Prodigy, you and I have had one. So we don't really have to do a whole lot of getting to know each other.
Let's get into some juicy stuff.
Well, let's talk about your hat, Carl.
Oh, my hat.
That's your hat.
This is my hat.
Why did you
hat.
pick Redwood?
Well, see, it started probably 3 months after I got patched in. A lot of people had differentiating their characters, and we take a lot of pictures for Instagram and shit. So I went to the clothes store and I was trying to find something that in the Instagram pictures and all that kind of shit that I could see my character easily without having to look hard and blend in with everybody else. So I looked through everything and I decided for this hat. I really liked it, and I never seen that many people wearing it until after I started wearing it. Then people try to steal my hat, which they can't because it's mine.
Right, so that's like your thing now.
Yeah. Been wearing it ever since.
So I'm gonna go to Prodigy here in a second with his denim on denim, but Carl, what else was your thing? There was a nickname that used to be.
I mean, it still kind of floats around depending on who's on with me.
What's that name?
YTP.
What's that stand for?
Stands for Stands for Young Tight Pants. Because comics right, I did used to have a thing where I would wear skinny jeans all the time. This was also around the time that I had started wearing this hat. It's probably around. I think I probably made that outfit the same time I started wearing this hat. It probably had skinny jeans with it. I liked it because it was only pants that tucked the jeans and the boots. That's why I started wearing it.
So,
or the only pants I could find, at least.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, a lot of guys give a shit for the skinny jeans, but I do like the way that the skinny jeans look when you're riding.
On your ass.
Yeah.
No, like when you're riding, back before the biker DLC, I used to only wear skinny jeans just because I thought it looked cool while I was riding.
Yep.
So, Prodigy, what's up with your old man and your denim on denim?
So, I'm old as fuck. So that's why I'm old. And I seem to be the oldest person in the club. The only person that comes close to my age would be young, and he's still not even close. But the denim on denim, everybody's wearing out here wearing black leather, all this dark shit, and I was like, same thing with Carl. I want to stand out. I want to be able to pick myself out like wham. So, and I already had white hair in the game, period. But I was like, denim on denim was the perfect fit because I could, as soon as I wore it, everybody's like, oh my god, you look so fucking weird. But now it's just my thing. Of course, Carl here has no sense of style or fashion and just wears all black, and obviously I'm
bullshit.
wearing my Canadian tuxedo, and he doesn't like it. But that's
Bullshit.
fine, but I like it.
I like it on you. It fits you. But that's bullshit. I do have a sense of style. I'm self-proclaimed the most sexy character in the game.
Yeah, but I mean,
Self-proclaimed.
the shirt you're wearing has rips and shit in it, like.
Oh, it's what's it called? Yeezy.
Oh.
Yeezy shirt. You ever seen them? They got holes in them. Designer shit. So I do have a sense of fashion.
Well, back to the denim on denim. We won't say their name just because I don't know if they're cool with it or not. But one of our members got married, and Prodigy, you showed up at their wedding, right?
Yes, I did.
So, and what were you wearing when you showed up?
Denim on denim, the exact outfit that my character wears.
Yeah, I love it.
Did you wear that for like the whole wedding, or was that just
Yeah,
like when you pulled up and shit?
No, wore the whole
Like
wedding.
that was your wedding outfit? Hell yeah, that's funny.
That's awesome. So, I mean, touching on that, like that kind of shows you, like a lot of people, when they get asked, you know, like what makes you different than other MCs out there, and that's going to be my Instagram question. So, like, what makes the Unborn different than other MCs?
I think we got a lot of stuff that's different than other MCs. I mean, there's I wouldn't really compare us to any other MCs. Personally, I mean, this is my favorite MC. It's the only MC that I've been in on this game. That's like a settled down crew, not just an open crew. And I like how we're super organized with like everything, you know. Which I've seen a lot of other crews that are very unorganized. And they just, you know, we are a very diverse club. We have all different types of people from all different types of places, you know, which I'm sure other clubs have too. Our club, I think we have like probably one of the strongest brotherhoods, like, because we take our club is you know, we're more about the brotherhood aspect of it than the fighting side of the game, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think definitely a lot of our guys are. I think we have a lot of guys that are super close with each other, you know, like as Comic was in Prodigy was talking about. Prodigy has been to members' houses and members' weddings and shit like that, which I know I don't think a lot of other crews do shit like that, you know.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
I
So
plan on meeting up with some guys.
like we've got the big meetup coming out the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was an ex-member that drove, I think it was 19 hours to crash on my couch, or 16 hours or something,
Oh yeah.
for like a weekend, you know. And that's what I tell all the boys, you know, like you're always welcome if you come to my area, you know. I mean, we talk daily, whether it's you know, in our chats on Facebook, on the phone, you know. Bama calls me on the regular, you know. Same thing with Lee. Lee and I voice or video chat, and you know, all the time. Like and it's not only the club thing, you know. It's like Bama hits me up, and you know, how's your wife doing? How's the kids doing? You know.
Oh yeah.
So to me, the club, like, it's a video game, but it's actually something. You know.
Yeah, I love the personal relationships like outside of the game and shit that we have with each other.
Yeah, it's not just
like, I got a couple guys
Grand
that
Theft
I
Auto.
chat to on the regular, like Convict and me and Clown chat pretty frequently as well. So, but yeah, I'm gonna take you up on that offer. I'm gonna roll up there one time, unexpected Convict on you. Just pull up to the house.
Yeah, I got some spots.
You gonna come
I'll show
in?
you.
Oh yeah. No, you're just gonna pull up to the house. I'm just gonna be lounging out on the couch and shit like that.
All right.
Let myself in.
So
You won't, pussy.
well, the doors are always unlocked anyways, so feel free.
Right. Probably shouldn't say that on mine, alright?
Fuck it. A lock will only keep an honest man out.
True. That's a fact.
So Prodigy, what? Same question for you. What makes the Unborn different than other clubs?
So I've actually touched on this subject before with I'll touch on dirty work. So we are, you know how we're going before work. He's gonna do the in the cutter. I know we want to be professional, but I let everybody know, you know, we can't stray too far away from the line that makes us Unborn. So Satch and his all black, like literally all black. I call him anti-Prodigy because I'm solid white and denim and everything. He's all black. And then you got Herb with his purple gargoyle. You got Carl with his redwood hat. You got Clown with his blue and bronze bike. Bama with his cowboy hat. You got Herb with the willies too. He's always doing willies. You got me with my white Avaris and my denim on denim, and you and Charlene. It's just all these things that make us the Unborn itself. It's our own individual personalities that make one big club in this sense, and that's one thing that, I mean, that's the one big thing that makes us the Unborn is how all of we come together and make our own system, essentially, I guess.
Yeah, like I don't think we've ever been a club that you have to do this or have to do that, like with your style. I know
Yeah.
a lot of clubs will have, you got to have a zombie, black bike, chrome, whatever. Um, I know the only time we've ever done anything like that is when we do like funeral videos. Um, black bikes, black outfits. 9/11 when
Any
we
kind
did
of like, yeah, I was gonna say the
when we did the
9/11. We did that.
9/11 riot. It was American flag liveries were the only thing that was allowed besides red, white, and blue paint jobs.
Or black. We did black too.
Yeah.
Black bikes or, and then we have like stuff like that. We have dress codes like we had to wear all black with that. So
And then we
It's-
had an event. We had a ride for one of our members, a retired member. I believe his dad. There was some medical issues, and what we did was he said he was Irish. His Irish heritage. So it was orange, white, and green were the colors we were able to wear. And we all whatever our bike color, and then we all wore different colors that were in the flag. To do a ride with them. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't stress, like you can't have a pink bike or you can't have, a purple bike. That's what makes you you, and that's what makes us us.
Yep.
It is.
So, do we have any stories that we want to talk about? So like something that sticks out that you remember that was a great time, like one of those nights where you post in the chat, "Great session, boys," or "I haven't laughed that hard," or whatever. I've got so many that I could tell. There's two that I want to talk about right now.
There's a shit ton. Yeah, I'm done. I want to listen to this. I love listening to these stories and talking about this type of shit.
If I'm not in it, I don't want to hear it. No, I'm just kidding.
So this one night, Bama and I were in a session, and this was recently. This wasn't too long ago. And we, every once in a while, we'll go into game chat just to listen and talk to whoever. Well, there was this one dude that was speaking Spanish, and we asked him if he spoke English, and he had like a voice translator. So like he would type in what he wanted to say, and then he would translate to English so we could hear it. And
I remember that.
like he kept saying, "I'm shitting myself." So like the voice thing was like, "I'm shitting myself. I am shitting myself." And Bama and I were just laughing. And then you, Carl, you joined the session, and we were like, "Hey, Carl, you got to check this out. This guy, is doing this." And the next thing that popped out was Carl's a bitch out of the voice thing. It was hilarious. Like Bam and I were laughing. Like I was crying. It was so funny.
Shit was funny. That shit was funny.
And that was when the peyote was out, so it wasn't that long ago. And we were like, I remember we were trying to get animals in the back of trucks to drive them around when that was all going on. And then another night, like one of the proudest moments I have with the Unborn is, I believe I've touched base on it in another episode, was we had beef with another MC, and we had just got done fighting them, and we were meeting up with another club, and we were on high alert.
Damn it,
So,
I was gonna tell this one.
oh yeah. So they met us in Vespucci. It was when I was Prez. So Lee and I were standing in the middle of the road, and we had guys on either side of the road, but we had guys all over. So we had guys on balconies and all sorts of shit spread out throughout the whole area so they couldn't ambush us. And I had my chat set to, I think, friends only.
You had yours to, I think yours was on friends only, and then there's a couple of us that were jumping in between.
Yeah, so like Satch, I think was
we were
my
staying.
go-to.
We were staying in crew. We were staying in like crew only, and then hopping into everybody chat so we could hear if they were saying stuff.
Yeah,
and vice versa, just like keep it. So yeah, Satch was the one that was mainly coordinating. I was also listening, and we were posted up on rooftops.
Yeah, so I'm in the chapel talking to this president, and a couple of his guys, and he's talking, I'm talking, Lee's talking, his VP's talking, and then like also I hear Satch, Carl, there was a couple other guys in my ear saying there's a guy to the left of you, watch out, there's a guy that just popped up behind you, he's standing there, and then I hear, like if he does this, I'm gonna shoot him, and then I'm gonna take this guy, and I was so proud of how that went down. Like I was total geeked out during the whole meetup, just because how great we were doing, like communicating. It was amazing.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my favorite moments with being in the club. Was that one? Definitely, that just went through so smoothly. Even like we were already posted up as soon as they like pulled up to the clubhouse because we were on high alert. We didn't know if they would be affiliated with the crew that we had been fighting earlier, because this was the first time that we were meeting that crew. So, but
yeah,
it definitely
I
went
think
all very smoothly.
One of the guys that we were fighting mentioned something about this club. Like,
yeah,
so
yeah, he did.
He knew that we were going to meet him, so we weren't sure if it was an ambush or not, but we were ready for it, which was it was awesome. Prodigy, you got anything you want to mention about?
Man, there's so many. So everybody knows the Vamos. This is a drag racing story. So I'm into drag racing in real life as well as on my game. The Vamos is considered one of the fastest, muscle cars in the game, and I got a Dominator. And I was racing fingers, and I kept beating him over and over and over, and it would go back and forth. He'd beat me, I'd beat him, And well, what we figured out was the Dominator has a higher top speed than the Vamos. So I was catching up on him, catching up on him, and I don't know why it's so funny to me, but we were just heading straight, and then I was like, oh, yep, about to whoop that ass, son, and then all of a sudden he just goes, nope. And then hits me, and I just start dying laughing as soon as, because it was just a simple, like a straight nope, and then hit me, and it made me laugh. I know those things. It's a small moment. It's probably not real funny, but I found it just hilarious as a brotherhood that made us kind of involved.
Yeah,
that's one reason why I like fingers for sure. And actually, I see him as a kind of like a smaller me. He has a great aggression towards being better and trying to make things in our fighting world better, because sometimes things do get a little out of hand, and he is very enthusiastic about fighting, which actually a funny story on that. I remember when I was a prospect, I was with Hayes and Monster and a few others. I only remember Hayes and Monster because they're like, I don't know. I kind of see them as bigger brothers for me. They I kind of just try to follow in their footsteps. There's a lot I learned from them. But we were doing a resupply, and it's funny because you always have one of those moments like somebody's trying to say something, and as they're saying, "Don't do this thing," someone else is over there like doing it. So that's basically what this is. And Monster, we were pulling up. Monster's making the call of we're gonna only use silencers, this and that. And as he's like, only silencers. As soon as he said silencers, I was already opening fire on everybody on the ship. Just no fucks given. Just rah! And they were like, and Hayes was like, "Who the hell is that?" And then he sees me coming around the box just shooting, and he's like, "Figures, it's Prodigy." No shocker there. And everybody's laughing about that. It was, and I've been known for my no fucks given attitude, kind of, and a lot of people will tell me that. Seats definitely says that. He's like, "Yeah, you just got a no fucks given attitude," and he'll correct me a lot. A lot of people will correct me when I go too far sometimes.
Well, yeah, like there was in the chat today, when Seats called you out. I won't go into detail with it, but the conversation was funny because the words that were used in it.
Yeah.
I'm totally going to detail because that shit's fun. I mean, I could honestly see
It's uncharted territory.
I mean, yeah, true. This is true. Okay. Anyways. But, yeah. It's pretty funny. Sometimes, and honestly, sometimes I try to push. I know it's going to sound bad, but I try to push the boundaries to see how far I can actually go before I'm actually reprimanded and told that I can't go that far. I can't do that because I want to know how far we can push people before it's actually seen as a problem. Which I'm not trying to be a problem, but I don't know. I knew it was too aggressive as soon as I said it, but I was like, I'll wait. I'll wait till somebody says something. Which nobody said anything at first for the
Right.
for the
The
first comment,
line's
so I was
already in
like,
the water at that point. You just got to
Yeah.
wait for something to bite.
That's what I was waiting on. I was sitting there waiting for somebody to reprimand me, which is that's what we need to wait on. So, uh, yeah.
Alright, I got some more, like 2 more stories to share.
Go ahead.
So the first one is actually my first day as a prospect. It was one of my most memorable. And I really enjoyed the night. There's a couple guys on because it was like a later time. It was probably, I wouldn't say super late. It was probably like 8 or 9 when I hopped on for the first time. And I joined up on Convict, which at the time he was the president of the Paleto Bay chapter, which is the chapter I was prospecting for. And it was him and a couple other guys on, like Hippie and all them. I think Dingo might have been on as well. And then there were some other guys that former members. I won't say their names or anything. We just it was a really fun night though. We took a ride from PB all the way down to around the strip club area. But on the ride, because my name's Carl, so there's a lot of guys that are the Walking Dead fans and everything. So they were all started calling me Coral, and it kind of stuck for a while. And then I hadn't watched The Walking Dead in a while during that time, so I had told Convict that, and Convict told me that I'd never get my patch since I didn't watch The Walking Dead anymore. And then everybody started laughing, so that was definitely one of my favorite nights.
Not getting patched until you catch up.
Yep. And then the other one was actually 5th year anniversary, because the event, because that was my first anniversary event being here. It was not quite a year of me being patched, but it was a couple months before, which it was last year. So I got to learn a little bit more about the history of the club, some of the older clubhouses before the biker DLC and shit like that. We all dressed up in like the old school clothes and riding the old school bikes, like the baggers and hexers and innovations and shit like that. It was just a really fun experience overall, getting to see all the old historical locations within the club and people sharing stories of what's happened over the course of us being a club.
Yeah,
So,
I love the anniversaries because of that. Like it was like I said earlier, sitting with the boys talking. I love doing that.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. Like we'll start here and then we'll end. We'll hit these different locations and say, well, this was, this chapter's clubhouse for this time and so on and so forth. Right. I really enjoyed doing that.
Oh yeah.
So I'm excited about this weekend. I'm hoping to hop on for a little bit and have a good time during.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for this one.
So,
But yeah.
You got anything else, Carl?
Nah, not anymore. There's
right.
a bunch that I could tell, but we'd be here for hours and hours.
All right. We'll save it for next time.
Yeah.
So, Prodigy, you got anything else you want to say before we end her?
So this is just a story, I guess, about brotherhood, essentially. So recently I've had a medical issue. Most of SPG knows about it. And the brotherhood of everybody checking in on me ex-members said I need to stop doing cocaine. Obviously, I do too much cocaine, but yeah, that the brotherhood that come from that, family was checking on me, clown was checking on me. It was all just it's pretty nice to have everybody. And yeah, I know that this is touching on the subject that I think Carl said earlier, that this is a, you know, we are a strong brotherhood, and you said because I showed up, or I showed up to a member's wedding, showed up to members' houses, and it's truly a strong bond that we have, and glad that we have it. UFFU brothers.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
I'm board forever, I'm board.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys sitting down with me, and we'll.
If you're looking for an MC, please check out www.theunbornmc.com for more information.